I'm standing in my father's office watching him count money while my sisters laugh at me from the doorway, and I realize this is the moment my life ends. Or maybe it ended 6 years ago. Maybe I've just been a ghost walking around pretending to be alive, and this is just the final acknowledgement of that death. $30,000. My father says, not looking at me. He's counting the cash Adrian Hunt's associate delivered an hour ago. Blood money. That's what this is. Blood money for a son he never wanted, for an Omega he's been ashamed of since the night everything changed. That's what you're worth, River. 30,000. I was expecting less, honestly. Who pays good money for damaged goods? My oldest sister, Claire, snorts from where she's leaning against the doorframe. I'm surprised anyone bought him at all. A mute Omega? That's like buying a car with no engine. What's even the point? Maybe he'll use him for manual labor, my middle sister Diane adds with a cruel smile. She's always been the worst of the three of them. The one who used to mimic my silence at the dinner table, opening and closing her mouth like a fish while the others laughed. At least if he can't talk, he can't complain about whatever awful things they make him do. I stand there and take it. What else can I do? I haven't spoken in 6 years. Can't defend myself. Can't tell them to stop. Can't scream at them that I'm still human even though my voice disappeared the night Kai died in my arms. Hey, welcome back to Cozy BL Corner. If you're new here, hit subscribe and join us. Grab your tissues, get comfortable, and let me tell you about River. His story? It's going to stay with you long after this ends. Kai, my twin brother, my other half, the person who understood me better than anyone in the world. We were 14 when the house caught fire. Some electrical fault in the wiring, the investigators said later. We were asleep. I woke up first, smoke already thick in the air. I shook Kai awake, tried to get him to move, but he was groggy, confused. I ran to our parents' room, screamed for help, screamed until my throat was raw. But their room was on the other side of the house. They didn't hear. Or maybe they did and thought it was just a nightmare. By the time I got back to Kai, he'd breathed in too much smoke. I dragged him out of bed, tried to get him to the window, but he collapsed. I held him there on the bedroom floor, while smoke filled our lungs and the heat grew unbearable. I screamed for help, over and over. Screamed until I had no voice left. Screamed until everything went black. I woke up 3 days later in a hospital. Kai didn't wake up at all. And when I tried to speak, to ask where my brother was, nothing came out. Not even a whisper. Just air moving past vocal cords that had suddenly, inexplicably stopped working. The doctors called it selective mutism, psychological trauma manifesting as physical inability to produce speech. They said my voice would come back when I felt safe enough, when I processed what happened, when I healed. 6 years later, I'm still silent, still broken, still the Omega who let his brother die while screaming uselessly into smoke. My father finally looks at me. His expression is cold, disappointed. He's looked at me like this every day since Kai's funeral. You should have been the one who died, he says. Not for the first time. He said it so often I've stopped flinching. Kai was an alpha. He had a future. You're just this. A defective Omega we've been stuck with for 6 years. Claire pushes off the doorframe. When do they pick him up? Tomorrow morning. Hunt's people will be here at 8. My father closes the envelope of money, tucks it into his desk drawer. River, go pack your things. Only what you can carry. Everything else stays here. I nod. What else can I do? And River. Diane's voice stops me as I'm turning to leave. Try not to embarrass us too much. We know you can't talk, but at least try to look grateful. Adrian Hunt doesn't buy Omegas because he's charitable. Whatever he wants you for, she smiles nastily. Well, let's just say you should have practiced using that mouth for something other than silence. The sound of their laughter follows me up the stairs to my room. The room I shared with Kai until the night he died. His bed is still there, though my parents stripped it years ago. Sometimes I lie in it and try to remember what his voice sounded like. I'm forgetting. That's the worst part. I'm forgetting my own twin's voice while my own stays locked away somewhere I can't reach. I don't have much to pack. Some clothes. A photo of Kai and me from before everything. His favorite book, the one he was reading the week before the fire. I've kept it all these years like a shrine to the person I failed to save. That night, I lie in Kai's bed and stare at the ceiling and try not to think about what tomorrow will bring. Adrian Hunt. The silence. They call him that because he rarely speaks, because he kills people without warning, because he's built a criminal empire on fear and precise violence. I'm being sold to a man who's known for being as empty inside as I am. Maybe that's fitting. Two hollow people existing in proximity to each other. At least I won't disappoint in the way I've disappointed everyone else. You can't disappoint someone who expects nothing from you. I don't sleep. Just lie there, counting the hours until my old life ends and whatever comes next begins. Morning comes too fast. I hear the car pull up at exactly 8. Expensive engine, quiet and smooth. My father's footsteps on the stairs, his knock on my door sharp and impatient. River. They're here. I get up, grab my small bag, take one last look at Kai's bed, at the room where we grew up together, where he died. Then I walk out. Don't look back. There's nothing here for me anyway, except memories of the person I used to be before silence swallowed me whole. My sisters are waiting at the bottom of the stairs. Claire has her phone out like she's going to take pictures. Diane is smirking. My father is already at the door, shaking hands with a man in a black suit. Mr. Harrison, the man says. He's tall, professional, looks like he's killed people before. The car is waiting. Is he ready? My father doesn't even glance at me. He's ready. River, come here. I walk down the stairs on legs that feel numb. The man in the black suit looks me over with the same expression you'd use to evaluate a piece of furniture. Assessing. Clinical. Detached. Any health issues we should know about? He asked my father. Just the mutism. Otherwise, he's healthy. Hasn't been sick in years. Medications? None. The doctors gave up trying to fix him years ago. The man nods, makes a note on his phone. Then he looks at me for the first time. My name is Marcus. I work for Mr. Hunt. You'll be living in his residence starting today. There are rules you'll need to follow. Do you understand? I nod. Can you write? I nod again. Good. You'll be given a phone and notebook for communication. Mr. Hunt has requested that you learn sign language. He'll provide an instructor. Marcus's expression doesn't change. Any questions? I shake my head. What'd I even ask? Why'd he buy me? What does he want? What happens if I fail whatever purpose he has for me? None of those questions have answers that will change what comes next. Then let's go. Claire laughs as I walk past. Have fun with your new owner, little brother. Try not to bore him to death with your sparkling conversation. Diane adds, maybe he'll finally find a use for that pretty mouth. My father says nothing, just closes the door behind me without a goodbye, without a glance back, like I'm already forgotten. Maybe to him, I've been dead since the night Kai died. This is just making it official. The car is sleek and black, and probably costs more than everything my family owns. Marcus opens the door for me. I slide in, my bag clutched in my lap like a shield. He gets in the front. The driver pulls away from the only home I've ever known without a word. I watch the house disappear in the side mirror and feel nothing. Not grief, not fear, not relief. Just the same emptiness I've felt every day for 6 years. The same hollow space where my voice used to be, where Kai used to be, where I used to be something other than broken. The drive takes 40 minutes. We move from the suburbs into the city, from modest houses to luxury high-rises. The car pulls into an underground garage beneath a building made of glass and steel that reaches toward the sky like it's trying to escape the earth. Marcus leads me to a private elevator that requires a key card. We rise, and rise, and rise. The numbers climb until we hit the top floor. The penthouse. The doors open directly into an apartment that looks like something from a magazine. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the entire city. Furniture that's probably worth more than my father's annual salary. Everything in shades of black and gray and white. Cold. Expensive. Empty. Like no one actually lives here. Like this is just a place to exist between moments of actually being alive. Mr. Hunt is in a meeting, Marcus says. He'll be back this evening. Your room is this way. He lead me down a hallway to a bedroom that's bigger than the room I share with Kai. There's a bed, a desk, a private bathroom. Windows that overlook the city from a height that makes my stomach drop. It's beautiful. It's luxurious. It's everything I never had. And it feels like a cage. Get settled. Someone will bring lunch in a few hours. Mr. Hunt will expect to meet with you when he returns. Marcus hands me a phone and a leather-bound notebook. Use these for communication. Wi-Fi password is on desk. Kitchen is stocked if you get hungry before lunch. Don't leave the penthouse without permission. Then he's gone. The door closes, and I'm alone in this beautiful prison with nothing but silence for company. I stand at the window and look out at the city spread below me. All those people living their lives. Talking, laughing, using voices they take for granted. And I'm up here in the sky, silent and bought, and waiting for whatever comes next. I unpack my few belongings. Set Kai's photo on the nightstand. His book on the desk. My clothes in the dresser. It takes maybe 10 minutes. Then I have nothing to do except wait. Hours pass. The sun moves across the sky. Someone brings lunch. An older woman who smiles kindly and doesn't seem bothered by my silence. She leaves a tray of food that I pick at without tasting. My stomach is too tight with anxiety to eat properly. What'll he be like? Adrian Hunt. The silence. Will he be cruel? Indifferent? Will he expect things from me I can't give? Will he punish me for being unable to speak? Will he look at me the way my family did, with disgust and disappointment? The sun is setting when I finally hear the elevator. Footsteps, low voices, then silence. A knock on my door. 3 sharp raps. I open it, and there he is. Adrian Hunt is taller than I expected. Maybe 6'3", broad shoulders in a tailored black suit. Dark hair, touched with gray at the temples, even though he can't be more than mid-40s. Sharp jawline, strong features, and eyes so dark they look black, with shadows underneath that speak of too many sleepless nights. He looks exhausted, not physically, emotionally, like he's been running on empty for so long he's forgotten what full feels like. He looks at me, and I see something flicker in those empty eyes. Recognition, understanding, like he sees something in me that he knows from looking in mirrors. Then he lifts his hands and signs, "Hello, River. My name is Adrian. Do you understand sign language?" My heart stops. I stare at his hands, at the graceful way he forms each sign, at this man who apparently speaks the language I've been learning secretly for years. The language I taught myself from library books, because it felt like the only way to communicate that didn't hurt. I nod, lift my hands shakily. Sign back. Yes. I understand. His expression doesn't change, but something in his eyes softens. Just slightly. Good. That will make things easier. May I come in? I step back. He enters my room, looks around, his gaze landing on Kai's photo. He moves closer, studies it. Your brother? He signs. I nod. He looks like you. Was he your twin? I nod again. My hands are shaking as I sign. He died 6 years ago. Adrian turns to face me fully. Signs with a gentleness I didn't expect. I'm sorry. Is that when you stopped speaking? Yes. I screamed for help while he was dying. No one heard. My voice stopped working after. He's quiet for a long moment, just looking at me. Then, words failed you when you needed them most. It's not a question. It's a statement of understanding. I nod anyway. Words fail me once too. Adrian signs. His hands move slowly, carefully. My daughter's last words were, "I love you, Daddy." And I was about to say it back. But a car bomb went off before I could. She died. My wife died. And I never got to say those words back to them. My eyes fill with tears. I blink them back frantically. I haven't said, "I love you" out loud since that day, he continues. It's been 15 years. I can speak. But those 3 words, I can't make myself say them to anyone. They're locked away in the same place where my daughter's voice lives. Unreachable. He steps closer. His hand comes up, slowly, giving me time to move away if I want, and touches his fingers to his throat. Then to mine. The touch is gentle, brief. I bought you because I saw you at the auction house when Marcus was reviewing potential acquisitions. You were standing so still, so silent. Everyone else was crying or begging. But you just stood there with this look in your eyes that I recognized. What look? I sign. The look of someone who's already dead inside. Someone who's been silent for so long they've forgotten what it's like to be heard. His hands pause, then continue. I thought maybe if I brought you here, we could be silent together. And maybe that would feel less lonely than being silent alone. I don't know what to say. Don't know how to respond to this man who just admitted he's as broken as I am, who bought me not for labor or pleasure, but for company, understanding, because he recognized the same emptiness in me that he carries. I don't expect anything from you, Adrian signs. You're not a servant. You're not. He hesitates, then continues. You're not property. You're a person who's been treated like you don't matter because you can't speak. But I speak sign language fluently. To me, you have a voice. I can hear you perfectly. The tears I've been holding back spill over. I press my hands to my face, shoulders shaking with silent sobs. Because no one has said anything like that to me in 6 years. No one has told me I matter, that I have value, that my silence doesn't make me less than human. Adrian doesn't touch me, just waits patiently while I fall apart. When I finally lower my hands, he signs, I know you were sold. I know you didn't have a choice, but I'm going to give you one now. You can stay here, live in this penthouse. I'll provide everything you need. In exchange, all I ask is, he pauses like he's searching for the right words. Be silent with me. Keep me company. Remind me I'm not the only person in the world who understands what it's like to have words fail at the worst possible moment. And if I want to leave, I sign. Then you can leave. I'm not holding you prisoner. You can go anytime. I'll give you money, help you find a place, make sure you're safe. His eyes meet mine. But I hope you'll stay, at least for a while. See if this, he gestures between us, if this strange understanding we have can be something like friendship, or at least peaceful coexistence. I look at this man who's offering me the first genuine choice I've had in years, who sees my silence not as a flaw, but as something he understands, who speaks to me in a language that doesn't hurt to use. I sign, I'll stay. Something like relief crosses his face. He nods. Thank you. Are you hungry? We could have dinner. I usually eat alone, but he almost smiles. I think I prefer company tonight. We eat at the large dining table, sitting across from each other with our phones between us for more complex conversations. Adrian is surprisingly easy to talk to once I get past my initial terror. He tells me about his work, carefully, in vague terms, nothing that would implicate me in anything illegal. Tells me about the city, about the building, about the staff who keep the penthouse running. And I tell him about Kai, about what it was like having a twin, about the night of the fire, about waking up silent and staying that way for 6 years, about my family's disappointment, about becoming invisible in my own home. You're not invisible to me, Adrian signs when I finish. I see you perfectly clearly. That night, lying in the unfamiliar bed in the unfamiliar room, I realize something strange. For the first time in 6 years, I don't feel completely alone. There's someone else in this space who understands silence, who doesn't expect me to be something I can't be, who looks at my brokenness and sees not a flaw, but a shared experience. Maybe this won't be so terrible after all. The days develop a rhythm. Adrian leaves early for work. I spend the days exploring the penthouse, reading books from his extensive library, learning to cook in the massive kitchen. The staff is kind, patient with my note writing and pointing. They never make me feel like a burden. Adrian comes home every evening around 7. We have dinner together. Sometimes we talk for hours in sign language. Sometimes we just sit in comfortable silence, him working on his laptop, me reading a book. Sometimes we watch movies with subtitles. He's teaching me more advanced signs. I'm learning the nuances of sign conversation, the facial expressions that add meaning, the subtle shifts in hand position that change everything. And slowly, carefully, something starts to shift between us. It's not romantic. Not at first. It's just recognition. Two broken people finding unexpected comfort in shared brokenness. One night 3 weeks after I moved in, I wake from a nightmare, gasping silently. The fire. Always the fire. Smoke filling my lungs, Kai's weight in my arms, screaming until my throat is destroyed and nothing comes out. I sit up, shaking, and realize there's a light on in the hallway. The door is ajar. When I look out, I see Adrian in the living room, standing at the windows looking out at the city. I pad out quietly, stand beside him. He glances at me, but doesn't seem surprised. Nightmare, he signs. I nod. Me too. I dream about the explosion. about hearing my daughter call for me and not being able to reach her in time. Does it get better? I sign. The dreams. Sometimes. For a while. His hands pause. Then they come back. Grief is like that. It comes in waves. You can be fine for days, weeks even. Then something triggers it and you're drowning again. Do you still miss them? Every day. His eyes are distant. My wife. My daughter. The life we were building. I miss who I was before they died. Before I became this. He gestures at himself. The silence. The man who kills without hesitation. The ghost who walks through life without really living. You're not a ghost. I sign impulsively. He looks at me. Really looks at me. Neither are you. Even though it feels like we are sometimes. We stand there at the window, watching the city breathe below us. And I realize this is the first time since Kai died that I've felt seen. Really seen. Not as a broken Omega, or a defective son, or a disappointment. Just as River. A person who's hurting, but surviving. A person who's silent, but still has things to say. Thank you. I sign. For what? For hearing me, even when I can't speak. Adrian's expression softens. He reaches out slowly, gives me time to move away, then squeezes my shoulder gently. Thank you for being here. For reminding me I'm not the only person who understands what this feels like. Something warm blooms in my chest. Something that feels almost like hope. The weeks turn into months. Adrian and I fall into an easy partnership. We're both night owls, both prefer solitude, both find peace in silence. But there's a difference now. The silence isn't lonely. It's shared. It's understood. He starts teaching me about his work. Not the illegal parts. He's careful about that. But the business side. The legitimate investments. The strategy. He says I have a good mind for numbers, for patterns. He starts asking my opinion on things. Listens when I sign my thoughts. I'm helping him one evening with a contract review when I realize something terrifying. I'm happy. Not completely. Not perfectly. I still have nightmares about Kai. Still wake up, sometimes trying to scream, and finding only silence. Still carry the guilt of surviving when he didn't. But I'm happy. Here in this penthouse with this man who speaks to me in signs and never makes me feel broken. Who looks at me like I'm a person worth knowing instead of a burden to tolerate. That's when I realize something even more terrifying. I'm falling in love with him. It hits me like a physical blow. I'm sitting there staring at the contract I'm supposed to be reviewing, and all I can think is, I'm in love with Adrian Hunt. With the silence. With the man who bought me, but treats me like an equal. Who speaks to me in the language of hands because my voice is gone. Who understands brokenness because he's just as shattered as I am. River, are you okay? I look up. Adrian is watching me with concern. I nod automatically. Sign, just tired. He frowns slightly. Through the bond we've been building these past months, he can probably sense I'm lying. But he doesn't push. Just signs. Then let's stop for tonight. This can wait until tomorrow. That night, I lie awake wrestling with this new truth. I can't be in love with him. He bought me. He's my what? Owner? No. He explicitly said I'm not property. Employer? That's not quite right either. Friend? Yes. But more than that. At least for me. And that's terrifying. Because what if he doesn't feel the same way? What if I'm just convenient company? What if? My phone lights up. A text from Adrian. Can't sleep either? I respond. No. Come to the living room. I find him on the couch, his laptop closed beside him. He's in sweatpants and a t-shirt, looking more human than I've ever seen him. Less like the silence and more like just Adrian. I sit on the other end of the couch. He shifts to face me, hands ready to sign. I need to tell you something, he signs. His hands are unsteady, and I'm afraid if I don't say it now, I'll lose my courage. My heart starts pounding. What is it? I brought you here 4 months ago because I recognized my own emptiness in you. Because I thought maybe we could be empty together, and that would be better than being empty alone. He pauses, takes a breath. But something's changed. You're not empty to me anymore. When I look at you, I see someone brave. Someone strong. Someone who survived something terrible and kept going even when it would have been easier to give up. Adrian. I start to sign, but he shakes his head. Let me finish. Please. His hands tremble. I see someone kind. Someone who laughs silently at stupid movies. Someone who leaves thank you notes for the staff, even though you don't have to. Someone who's taught me that silence doesn't have to mean loneliness. And I've realized something terrifying. He stops, just looks at me for a long moment, then signs, "I'm falling in love with you." The world stops. I stare at him, convinced I've misread his hands. But no, those signs were clear, unmistakable. "I know it's wrong," he continues. "I bought you. You're here because you had nowhere else to go." There's a power imbalance that makes this complicated and probably inappropriate. If you don't feel the same way, we can pretend I never said anything. We can go back to being friends. I won't make this awkward or uncomfortable. His hands still. "I needed you to know, because I'm tired of not saying important things. I've spent 15 years not saying I love you because I lost my chance. And I don't want to lose the chance to tell you how I feel. I can't breathe, can't think, can only feel this enormous thing blooming in my chest, pressing against my ribs, demanding to be acknowledged." I sign, "I love you too." His eyes widen. "What?" "I love you too." I sign again, hands shaking so badly I almost can't form the words. "I've been falling in love with you for weeks, maybe months. I just didn't know how to say it. Didn't know if I had the right to feel this way about you." "You have every right to feel however you feel." Adrian signs. "But are you sure?" "You're not just." "I'm sure." I move closer. "You're the first person in 6 years who's made me feel like I matter. Who's looked at my silence and seen value instead of defect. Who's taught me that being broken doesn't mean being worthless. How can I not love you?" Adrian reaches out slowly. His hand comes to my face, thumb brushing my cheekbone. "I don't know how to do this. I haven't loved anyone since my wife died. I don't know how to be anything except broken." "Then we'll figure out together." I sign with one hand, the other covering his hand on my face. Two broken people learning how to be whole. Or at least, less broken. He leans forward, stops an inch from my face, giving me time to pull away. I don't. I close the distance and kiss him. It's gentle, careful, like we're both afraid of shattering something precious. His hand slides into my hair. Mine grip his shoulders. And for the first time in 6 years, I feel something other than empty. I feel full, complete, alive. When we pull apart, Adrian rests his forehead against mine, signs against my shoulder where I can see. "Stay with me. Not because you have to, not because you have nowhere else to go, but because you want to." I sign. "I want to stay." That night, I sleep in his bed for the first time. We don't do anything except hold each other, but it's more intimate than anything I've ever experienced. His arms around me, his breath steady against my hair, the rise and fall of his chest under my cheek. Safe, protected, wanted. For the first time since Kai died, I sleep without nightmares. The next weeks are strange and wonderful. We're learning how to be together, learning each other's boundaries and needs and fears. Adrian is patient, gentle, always checking to make sure I'm comfortable, always making sure I know I can say no to anything, always treating me like someone precious instead of someone owned. He starts taking me places, art galleries where we can wander in comfortable silence, parks where we can sign to each other on benches while watching the city move around us. His favorite restaurant where the staff knows him and don't seem surprised when he introduces me, signs to introduce me as his partner. Partner, not Omega, not property. Partner. We're lying in bed one night when Adrian turns to face me. "I want to bond you," he signs. "Not because I own you, not because of some biological imperative, but because I love you and I want the world to know you're mine and I'm yours." I sign back. "Whenever you're ready. Tomorrow. Next month. Next year. Whenever you feel sure." I take his hand, place it over my heart. Sign with the other. "Tomorrow. I'm sure now." His eyes fill with tears. He kisses me deeply. "Tomorrow then." My heat comes 2 weeks later. It's the first one I've had in years. I've been on suppressants since I presented. But Adrian suggested I stop taking them. Said he wanted me to experience everything naturally, that he'd take care of me through it. The heat hits hard and fast. One morning I wake up burning, every nerve ending screaming for his scent and his hands and his everything. He's there immediately. I've been expecting this. "I'm here," he signs even as he pulls me into his arms. "I've got you. I'm going to take care of you." What happens next is a blur of sensation and need and overwhelming intimacy. Adrian is patient even when I'm desperate, gentle even when I'm frantic, always checking to make sure I'm okay, even though biology has me mindless with need. When he finally bites down on my bonding gland, when his teeth break skin and the bond snaps into place with a force that steals my breath, I feel him, really feel him. Every emotion he's been holding back. His love, his fear, his desperate hope that this will work, that we'll be good together, that I won't regret choosing him. And he feels me too, feels my love for him, my trust, my certainty that this is right, that we're right together, that being his is the first choice I've made in years that feels like freedom instead of surrender. Mine, he murmurs against my neck. You're mine, and I'm yours, and nothing can change that now. If I could speak, I'd say it back. Instead, I can only hold him tighter and hope he feels through the bond what I can't say with words. The bond settles over us like a blanket, warm and certain and permanent. We spend the rest of my heat tangled together, Adrian taking care of me in every way, talking to me constantly through signs and words I can't respond to, but understand perfectly through the bond. When the heat finally breaks 3 days later, I'm exhausted and sore and overwhelmingly happy. How do you feel? Adrian signs. I sign back, complete. For the first time since Kai died, I feel complete. His smile is brilliant. He kisses me. I feel the same way. We fall into a routine of domesticity that would have seemed impossible 6 months ago. Adrian still works, still runs his criminal empire, still disappears from meetings I don't ask about. But he comes home to me every night. We cook dinner together, spend evenings reading or watching movies or just existing in comfortable silence. The bond makes everything easier. I can feel his love constantly humming through our connection like a heartbeat. Can feel when he's stressed at work, when he's tired, when he's happy. And he can feel me too. Knows when I'm having a bad day, when the memories of Kai are particularly painful, when I need him to hold me while I cry silent tears. I love you, he signs one evening. We're on the couch, my head in his lap, his fingers running through my hair. I love you, and I need to tell you something. I sit up, suddenly nervous. What? I've started saying it out loud. I love you. To you. When you're asleep. The words I couldn't say to my daughter, the words I've been locked away from for 15 years. I can say them now. Because of you. My eyes fill with tears. I kiss him desperately. I wish I could hear you say it back, he signs when we pull apart. I know you show me in 1,000 ways. Through the bond, through your actions, through the way you look at me. But I'd give anything to hear your voice say those words. I wish I could too, I sign. I wish I could tell you I love you out loud. I wish I could say your name. I wish. I stop, because wanting doesn't make it possible. My voice has been gone for 6 years. It's not coming back. I've accepted that. But Adrian looks at me with such love and longing that I almost believe if I tried hard enough, if I wanted it badly enough, maybe. No, that's not how it works. Selective mutism doesn't just disappear because you want it to. Trauma doesn't heal just because you found love. It's okay. Adrian signs, reading my expression. I don't need the words. I hear you perfectly. Life is good. Better than good. I'm happy. Adrian is happy. We're building something real and lasting and beautiful. And then everything falls apart. It happens on a Tuesday evening. Adrian is late coming home. Not unusual. I'm in the kitchen trying out a new recipe when I hear the elevator. But something feels wrong through the bond. Fear. Sharp and sudden and overwhelming. I drop the spoon I'm holding and run to the living room. The elevator doors open and Adrian staggers out. There's blood on his white shirt. So much blood. He's pressing his hand to his side, but it's not enough. Blood is seeping through his fingers, dripping onto the floor. River. His voice is weak. Strained. I'm frozen. Can't move. Can't breathe. Can't think. Because this is Kai all over again. Someone I love bleeding out in front of me while I'm helpless to save them. Adrian takes 2 more steps and collapses. His knees hit the floor hard. He's trying to stay conscious, but I can see him fading. And I'm just standing there. Useless. Silent. Broken. Move, I tell myself. Move. Do something. Call for help. Get the phone. Stop the bleeding. Anything. Move. My legs finally obey. I run to him, fall to my knees beside him. My hands hover over the wound, shaking so badly I can barely control them. So much blood. Too much blood. It's soaking through his shirt, pooling on the floor, warm and wet and wrong. Adrian's eyes find mine. He's trying to smile, trying to be brave for me. It's okay, he whispers. Just call Marcus. Number's on my phone. I grab his phone from his pocket with blood-slick fingers. Pull up Marcus's contact. Hit call. It rings once, twice, 3 times. Pick up, I mouth silently. Please pick up, please pick up, please. This is Marcus. I can't tell him. Can't explain. Can't speak. I make a sound, just air, just nothing, and thrust the phone at Adrian. He takes it with his free hand. Marcus. Apartment. Shot. Need, his voice cuts off. The phone slips from his fingers. I can hear Marcus's voice through the speaker, urgent and commanding. Adrian? Adrian? I'm on my way. Hold on. 5 minutes. Just hold on. The phone goes dead. I grab it, try call back, but my hands are shaking too badly. The phone falls, clatters across the floor. Adrian's eyes are closing. No. No, 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 no. I press both hands over the wound, trying to stop the bleeding, but it just keeps coming, pumping between my fingers, hot and relentless. His shirt is completely red now. The floor around us is red. Adrian. I mouth his name. Adrian, stay awake. Please stay awake. Help is coming. Just a few more minutes. Please. Nothing comes out. Not even a whisper. Just my lips forming words my voice won't produce. His eyes open slightly. Unfocused. Struggling. River, it's barely audible. Love you. No. He doesn't get to say goodbye. He doesn't get to leave me. Not like this. Not like Kai. Not again. I lean down close to his face. Mouth the words. I love you too. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me. But he can't hear me. Can't see my lips moving. His eyes are closing again. The bond between us is flickering. I can feel him slipping away through it. Feel his consciousness fading. Feel him dying. This is Kai all over again. Holding someone I love while they slip away. Screaming for help that won't come fast enough. Being helpless and useless and silent while another person I love dies. Something inside me snaps. Not breaks. Snaps. Like a rope pulled too tight for too long, finally giving way. 6 years of silence. 6 years of screaming inside my own head with nothing coming out. 6 years of words trapped behind a wall I built to protect myself from the pain of that night. But Adrian is dying. Right here. Right now. In my arms. And I will not be silent while he dies. I open my mouth. Try to force sound out. My throat feels tight, closed, like the muscles have forgotten how to work. Nothing comes out. Just air. Just the same useless nothing I produced for 6 years. I try again. Harder. Force it. Make it happen. Still nothing. Adrian's breathing is getting shallow. His skin is pale. Too pale. The bond is fading to a whisper. No. I mouth frantically. No, 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 no. Try harder. I dig deep. Deeper than I've ever gone. Past the fear. Past the trauma. Past the wall I built the night Kai died. Down to the place where my voice used to live. Where it's been locked away. Buried. Hidden. I find it. It's small. Rusty. Broken from disuse. But it's there. I reach for it. Grab it. Pull. And I scream. It comes out wrong at first. Just a rasp. A croak. The sound of vocal cords that haven't been used in 6 years, trying desperately to remember what they're supposed to do. But it's sound. Actual sound. Coming from my throat. My mouth. I try again. Force more air through. Shape it into something resembling a word. Adrian. It's barely recognizable. Rough and broken and weak. But it's his name. In my voice. Out loud. His eyes flutter open. Confusion crosses his face. Adrian. Louder this time. Stronger. My voice finding itself. Adrian, please. Don't leave me. His eyes widen. He's staring at me like he's seeing a ghost. River. Don't you dare die. My voice cracks. Tears are streaming down my face. Don't you dare leave me. You don't get to make me fall in love with you and then die. You don't get to teach me that I'm not broken and then leave me alone. River. His hand comes up weakly, touching my face. Your voice. I know. I'm sobbing now, words pouring out like a dam breaking. 6 years of silence, erupting all at once. I know. I'm speaking. So you have to stay. You have to hear me. You have to live, because I need to tell you I love you. Out loud. I need to say it. I hear you, he whispers. No, not like this. I press harder on the wound, my voice rising. You have to stay awake. Marcus is coming. Help is coming. Just hold on. Tired. No. Don't you dare close your eyes. I'm screaming now. Full volume. My throat burning from the strain. Adrian, stay with me. Please. I'm begging you. Stay with me. The bond flickers. Grows dimmer. I love you. I scream it. Over and over. I love you. Adrian, I love you. Can you hear me? I love you. His eyes meet mine one more time. He's smiling. Actually smiling. Beautiful, he breathes. Your voice is beautiful. Then his eyes close. His hand falls from my face. The bond goes silent. No, I scream. Adrian, wake up. Wake up. I'm still screaming when Marcus bursts through the door with 2 other men and a medical kit. Still screaming when they pull me away from Adrian's body. Still screaming his name over and over while they work on him. He's alive. Marcus shouts. Barely. We need to move now. They lift Adrian onto a stretcher. I try to follow, but Marcus grabs my shoulders. River. Look at me. I do. My voice is hoarse, but still working. I need to go with him. Marcus stares at me. You're talking. I need to go with him. He nods. Okay. Come on. The next hours are a blur. Private hospital. Surgery. Waiting room. Marcus pacing. Me sitting with Adrian's blood still on my hands. My voice gone hoarse again from screaming, my throat burning. But I can still speak. Even hoarse, even painful, I can still form words. Can still make sound. My voice came back. After 6 years of silence, my voice came back because I needed to save him. A doctor finally comes out. Exhausted, but smiling slightly. He's alive. It was close. Another few minutes, and we'd have lost him. But he's stable now. I stand up so fast I nearly fall over. Can I see him? He's in recovery. Still unconscious from anesthesia. But the doctor looks at Marcus, who nods. You can sit with him. They lead me to a private room. Adrian is pale against white sheets, hooked up to monitors and IVs. But his chest is rising and falling. Steady. Alive. I sink into the chair beside his bed. Take his hand carefully, avoiding the floor. Press it to my cheek. I got my voice back, I whisper. My throat hurts, but I need to say it. Need him to hear it, even if he's unconscious. It came back because of you. Because I couldn't lose you without telling you. My voice breaks. I rest my forehead against our joined hands. I love you. I say clearly. Out loud. The words I've wanted to say for months. I love you, Adrian. And you're going to wake up. And I'm going to tell you every single day. Out loud. Because I can. Because you taught me I'm not broken. Because you gave me a reason to speak again. Hours pass. I don't move. Just sit there holding his hand, talking to him. Telling him stories about Kai. About the memories I have from before the fire. About the life I want us to build together. About the future I can finally imagine now that I have both my voice and him. Dawn is breaking when his fingers finally twitch in mine. Adrian. I lean forward. Adrian, can you hear me? His eyes flutter. Open slowly. Unfocused at first, then finding my face. River. His voice is rough, barely audible. You're speaking. I am. I'm crying again. I'm speaking. Because of you. Because I couldn't let you die without telling you. I take a shaky breath. I love you. I love you so much. And you're going to be okay. The doctor said you're going to be okay. Your voice. He's trying to smile. Even better than I imagined. I laugh through tears. Don't talk. Save your strength. No. Need to tell you. He squeezes my hand weakly. Hearing you say my name. Say you love me. Worth getting shot for. Don't joke. But I'm smiling. Don't ever scare me like that again. Promise. His eyes are closing again. Stay. Always. I lean down, kiss his forehead gently. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be right here when you wake up. And every day after that. He falls back asleep with a small smile on his face. The recovery is slow. Adrian has to stay in the hospital for a week. I'm by his side every moment they'll let me be there, talking to him constantly. My voice getting stronger every day as I make up for 6 years of silence. Marcus arranges for the penthouse to be cleaned, takes care of Adrian's business, handles everything so we can focus on healing. You save his life, Marcus tells me one afternoon while Adrian is sleeping. Another minute and he'd have bled out. The doctors said the pressure you applied, the fact that you kept him conscious as long as you did, that's what kept him alive until we got there. My voice saved him, I say quietly. It still feels strange to speak, to hear words coming from my own mouth. I screamed his name and he woke up, stayed conscious long enough. Your voice. His name. Marcus looks at me thoughtfully. The doctors said they've never seen selective mutism break that way, that it usually requires therapy, gradual exposure. Not trauma breaking through trauma. I finish. I know, but that's what happened. The wall I built to protect myself from grief, it shattered when I was about to lose him. When I realized I couldn't survive losing someone else I loved while being silent. Will it stay? Your voice. I touch my throat. I don't know. The doctors want to evaluate me. But right now, yes, it's staying. Because I have too much I need to say. When they finally release Adrian, we go home together. He's weak, needs help moving around, but he's alive. Healing. The wound will scar, but he'll recover fully. That first night back in the penthouse, we lie in bed together carefully. His arm around me, my head on his chest, listening to his heartbeat. Say it again, he murmurs. What? My name. I've been waiting 6 years to hear you speak. I want to hear you say my name. I smile against his chest. Adrian. Again. Adrian. 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 I prop myself up to look at him. I love you, Adrian. I love you, and I'm so grateful you're alive. So grateful I get to tell you this with my actual voice instead of just through signs or the bond. His hand comes to my face. I love you too, and I'm sorry I scared you. Don't apologize. Just don't get shot again. Deal. He pulls me down for a kiss. When we break apart, he's smiling. Sing for me. What? You said you used to sing. Before. I want to hear you sing. I don't know if I remember how. Try. Please. I've imagined your voice for months. And now I get to actually hear it. I want to hear everything. Every word. Every sound. Every song. So I sing. Hesitantly at first. A lullaby my mother used to sing to Kai and me. My voice is rusty, unpracticed, breaks on some notes. But it's mine. And Adrian listens with tears streaming down his face like it's the most beautiful thing he's ever heard. When I finish, he pulls me close. Thank you, he whispers, for coming back to me, for finding your voice again, for loving me. Thank you for teaching me I was never really broken, just silent. And silence isn't the same as emptiness. The months that follow are healing for both of us. Adrian recovers physically. I work with a speech therapist to strengthen my voice, to make sure it's really staying this time. We go to therapy together, both of us dealing with our respective traumas, learning how to process grief without letting it destroy us. I call Kai's name out loud for the first time in 6 years, standing at his grave with Adrian's hand in mine. Tell my brother I'm sorry I couldn't save him, that I love him, that I hope he'd be proud of who I become. He would be, Adrian says quietly. You survived. You found love. You found your voice. Of course he'd be proud. I start singing regularly, in the shower, while cooking, just because I can, because my voice is mine again and I'm never taking it for granted. Adrian says, I love you out loud every single day, sometimes multiple times, making up for 15 years of silence. We're healing, together, 2 broken people becoming less broken. And then one evening 4 months after the shooting, I realize something that makes my heart stop. I'm late. I don't tell Adrian immediately. Wait until I'm sure. Take 3 tests, all positive. When I finally work up the courage to tell him, we're having dinner. I set down my fork. Adrian, I need to tell you something. He looks up immediately, sensing my nervousness through the bond. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. At least, I don't think so. I hope not. I take a breath. I'm pregnant. He freezes, fork halfway to his mouth. staring at me like I've spoken a language he doesn't understand. Say that again, he whispers. I'm pregnant. About 6 weeks, I think. The fork falls from his hand, clatters against his plate. He just stares at me, his expression cycling through shock, fear, hope, terror. Adrian, say something. Please. His voice breaks. I lost a child. Before. And I don't know if I can. He stands abruptly, walks to the windows. His shoulders are shaking. I follow. Stand behind him. I'm scared too. But we're going to be okay. We're going to figure this out together. What if something happens? What if I lose you? Lose the baby? I can't, River. I can't survive that again. I move in front of him. Take his face in my hands. Look at me. Look at me, Adrian. His eyes meet mine. Terrified. You're not going to lose me. I say firmly. I'm not going anywhere. And our baby, my voice catches. Our baby is going to be fine. We're going to be fine. All three of us. How can you be sure? I can't. Not completely. But I know this. I didn't survive 6 years of silence just to die in childbirth. I didn't get my voice back just to never use it to sing to our child. We didn't find each other just to lose this. Adrian's hands cover mine on his face. I'm terrified. Me too. But we're terrified together. And that makes it bearable. He pulls me into his arms. Holds me so tight I can barely breathe. We're having a baby, he whispers against my hair. We're actually having a baby. We are. I don't know how to do this. Neither do I. But we'll learn. Together. He pulls back enough to look at me. His eyes are wet, but he's smiling. Really smiling. I love you. I love you too. I press his hand to my still flat stomach. And we're going to love this baby. So much. Even though we're scared. Especially because we're scared. Because being scared means we have something precious to protect. The pregnancy is terrifying and wonderful in equal measure. Adrian is overprotective to an almost comical degree. Hovering constantly. Making sure I rest, eat properly, don't overdo anything. But I don't mind. Because I can see in his eyes that he's healing. That letting himself hope again is the bravest thing he's done in 15 years. We turn one of the spare rooms into a nursery. Paint it soft colors. Buy a crib and changing table and all the tiny clothes that seem impossible for an actual human to fit into. What should we name them? Adrian asks one evening. We're sitting in the nursery, his hand on my growing belly, feeling the baby kick. I've been thinking about this for weeks. If it's a boy, I want to name him Kai, after my brother. Adrian is quiet for a long moment. Then, are you sure? Won't that be painful? Maybe. But also, Kai died because I couldn't save him. This Kai, our Kai, will live because I found my voice. Because I learned that being silent doesn't mean being broken. It feels right, like bringing the name back to life. Then Kai it is. He kisses my temple. And if it's a girl, I was thinking Elena, after your daughter, for the same reason. Bringing love back to a name that's been connected to grief for too long. Adrian starts crying, silent tears running down his face. You do that? Name our child after my daughter. She was your first child. She deserves to be remembered, honored. And maybe my voice gets thick. Maybe our child can carry her name forward. Turn it from something painful into something beautiful again. He kisses me deeply. How did I get so lucky? To find you? To have this second chance? We found each other. Two silent people learning to speak again. To love again. To hope again. The labor comes on a cold morning in January. Adrian is beside me the entire time, holding my hand, talking me through every contraction, looking more terrified than I've ever seen him. You're doing so well, he keeps saying. You're so strong. I love you. You've got this. When I scream through a particularly bad contraction, my voice hoarse but strong, he squeezes my hand. That's it. Use your voice. Let it out. You're not silent anymore. You're allowed to scream. And I do. Scream through the pain, through the fear, through the overwhelming intensity of bringing life into the world. When the baby finally comes, when I hear that first cry, when they place our son on my chest, I'm sobbing so hard I can barely speak. He's here, I gasp. Adrian, he's here. He's perfect. Adrian is crying too, unashamed tears running down his face as he looks at our son. He's beautiful. River, he's so beautiful. Hello. Kai. I whisper to the tiny baby in my arms. Hello, sweetheart. I'm your papa, and this is your dad, and we love you so much already. Adrian touches Kai's tiny hand with one finger. The baby grips it reflexively, and Adrian makes a sound like his heart is breaking and healing at the same time. Hi, Kai, he says softly. I'm your dad, and I'm going to spend every day making sure you know you're loved, that you're safe, that you're wanted. We spend the first hours just staring at him, memorizing his tiny features, his shock of dark hair, his small nose, the way he makes little sounds in his sleep. He has your eyes, Adrian says. Look, when he opens them, they're the same color as yours. He has your hair and your stubborn chin. Adrian laughs. Is my chin stubborn? Incredibly. I lean my head on his shoulder. We did it. We made a whole human. A perfect, healthy, beautiful human. You did most of the work. We're a team. We did it together. I look up at him. Thank you for giving me this, for loving me, for teaching me I deserve to be happy. Thank you for the same. He kisses me gently, for saving my life, for giving me a reason to hope again. For this, he gestures at our son, for our family. That night, lying in a hospital bed with Kai sleeping in the bassinet beside us and Adrian's arm around me, I think about how far I've come. From a silent, broken Omega soul by his family to this. To love, to voice, to family, to hope. Are you awake? I whisper to Adrian. Yeah. I want to tell you something. What? I turn to face him in the dim light. I spent 6 years thinking my voice died the night my brother Kai died. I thought words were useless because they couldn't save the people I loved. But I was wrong. River. No, let me finish. I needed to be silent. I needed those 6 years to heal, to process what happened, to learn that losing someone doesn't mean I'm broken. And then I needed you. Needed someone who saw value in my silence, who spoke to me in signs and made me feel heard without words, who loved me exactly as I was. You were never broken, Adrian says softly. I know that now, but I needed time to learn it. And when you got shot, when I thought I was going to lose you, my voice came back because I finally had something I needed to say more than I needed to protect myself with silence. I needed to tell you I loved you, out loud, with actual words. You saved me. We saved each other. I rest my hand over his heart. You saved me first, by teaching me that silence doesn't mean weakness or brokenness or failure. And I saved you by finding my voice when it mattered most. And now, I glance at our sleeping son. Now I get to raise him. Teach him that it's okay to be scared, okay to grieve, okay to be silent sometimes and loud other times. That being different doesn't mean being less than. He's going to have the best life, Adrian says, because he has you for a parent, someone who survived trauma and chose love anyway, someone who lost their voice and found it again, someone who's going to teach him that strength comes in all forms. I smile. He has you too. Someone who's going to teach him that it's okay to feel deeply, to love fiercely, to protect the people you care about, to say I love you even when it's scary. Kai makes a small sound in his sleep. We both turn to look at him immediately, hypervigilant new parents making sure he's okay. He's perfect, I whisper. Our perfect boy, named after someone I lost and someone you lost, carrying both their names forward. Proof that love doesn't die. It just transforms. Adrian pulls me closer. Sing to him. Please. I want his first memories to include your voice singing. So I sing. Softly. The same lullaby my mother sang to my brother Kai and me. The one I sang to Adrian the night he asked me to. My voice is tired but steady. Strong. Kai settles deeper in his sleep, soothed by the sound. He knows your voice already, Adrian murmurs. He's been hearing it for months. But now he gets to hear you sing. Gets to hear you say his name. Gets to grow up never doubting that his papa loves him. And his dad, I add. He'll grow up knowing his dad loves him. Knowing both of us will always tell him. Out loud. Every single day. We drift off like that. The three of us. A family built from silence and sound. From loss and healing. From brokenness that found wholeness not in being fixed, but in being accepted. My name is River. I was silent for 6 years. I couldn't speak after my twin brother died in my arms, after my screams for help went unheard, after my voice failed when I needed it most. But my voice came back, not through therapy or time, through love, through desperation, through refusing to lose another person I loved while staying silent. Adrian taught me that my silence didn't make me broken, that I was already whole, that I just needed someone willing to listen in ways that didn't require words. And together we built something beautiful, a family, a life, a future where silence and sound coexist peacefully, where being different is celebrated, where love speaks louder than words ever could. This is our story. The mute omega who found his voice, the silent alpha who learned to say, I love you again, and the baby who will grow up surrounded by both, by words and signs and love so fierce it could bring the dead back to life. We're not broken. We never were. We were just waiting, healing, learning that sometimes you have to lose your voice to understand how powerful it is. And sometimes you have to risk everything to save what matters most. I'm speaking now, every day, singing to my son, telling my husband I love him, using the voice I thought was gone forever. And I'll never take it for granted again, because I know what it's like to be silent. And I know what it's like to scream someone's name and have them come back to you. My voice saved Adrian's life, and his love saved mine. That's worth more than any words could ever express. But I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to say it anyway. Thank you for staying until the very end. If this story touched you, if it made you feel something, please hit that like button and leave me a comment. Tell me about a time you felt voiceless and found your way back. Tell me about the people who heard you even when you couldn't speak. And if you want more stories like this, stories about healing, about love that sees you exactly as you are, about finding your voice in the most unexpected ways, please subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Until next time, remember, you're not broken. You're healing. And silence doesn't mean you have nothing to say. Sometimes it means you're protecting yourself until you find someone safe enough to speak to. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.